Texans 7, Chargers 6. A minute left in the first half in the first of the 6 wildcard games. And remember, the last of those 6 is on Thunder Country 98.3 on Monday night when the Vikings play the Los Angeles Rams. 6 o'clock coverage begins from Glendale, Arizona.
You know, I'm not as down on Minnesota's chances as a lot of people are in that game. It's recency bias. Last time they saw Minnesota, it wasn't so pretty. I don't know. I think they can beat L.A. and Glendale. I don't know.
Wonder what sort of effect the change of venue of that game, for obvious reasons, will have an effect. We'll see. But right now, we focus on this NSAA basketball action in men's play. The Jimmies 3-1 in the league. Dakota State 0-4. Dickinson State plays later against Bellevue. By the women's game out there, Bellevue still leading Dickinson State 37-34, 2.5 minutes in the third. Teets, Pankin, and Beck with Mitchell, Dillon Beck, Dakota State, Benyon, Glasgow, Linus, Heckner, Cordes, Jamestown. Dillon Beck and Linus to jump center. The RM Stout opening tip. RM Stout, your Ford Dodge and Jeep dealer in Jamestown, easily won by Linus. Back to Will Cordes, and we're underway with the men's action on this late Saturday afternoon. Benyon out front with a left wing 14-footer on the lane line that misses, and the rebound is brought in by Tane Mitchell for Dakota State. To Lane Teets, and this freshman has really done the job, and he was a 1,000-point scorer too at Groton. Right wing, it's Pankinen, the freshman of the year in this league last year. Left wing, a Beckwith 3 is missing, but an offensive board under the bucket by Pankinen. Second chance for DSU. It's Tane Mitchell now to Colby Dillon Beck down the right lane line. Nearly dropped the ball. Linus right on him, made him miss the shot, but Mitchell, another offensive board now for Dakota State. Lob on the right baseline for Beckwith. 5 on the shot clock, and he put it in.
If you give them enough chances, they're bound to finally make it. And Dakota State they crashed really hard on those offensive boards.
And they lead 2-0 a minute into the game on the Goneril Sports scoreboard. Will Cordes for the Jimmies on their second possession. Hector with a bounce to Silas Benyon, 13-foot left lane line, way short. Rebounded Tane Mitchell, barely at the front rim.
That might be the Trojans' game plan. Give Silas that shot.
Mitchell handed for Tyler Beckwith, who wants a 3, but it's off the heel of the rim too long. And Owen Hector rebounds for Jamestown to Silas Benyon. Hector on the left side. High post Linus, screens for Benyon. Down the left lane line, Cy moves into the lane from 9, floater missed. Tip, no good by Hector, but not able to hang on to the rebound is Dillon Beck, and will stay with Jamestown.
So it appears early the game plan is let Silas Benyon get to about 12 to 14 feet, but no closer because he's so good at the rim.
Yep. It is a bounce in on the baseline to Glasgow to Linus. Turnaround, ooh, short on the hook. And out of bounds. That doesn't happen to Jimmie very often.
Best shooter in the league at 68%, and you just don't see that very often.
And it will be and is Dakota State basketball. With Lane Teets, a Groton area Tiger in high school. Out to Tane Mitchell, 13 on the shot clock. On the weave, it's Teets on the left wing, guarded by Cordes. To Tane Mitchell, spin down the left lane. A nice move and laid it in.
Just gets him just high enough to where he can spin back the other way and get baseline. Good start for the Trojans.
They've scored the first 4. Baseline, Benyon threw it over the rim, and the rebound, Lane Teets and Dakota State. The Jimmies, a cold start all the way down the floor. Teets lost it out of bounds. He thought he got fouled, and a little smile on his face. He doesn't argue. Here comes Anthony Wolchers for Jamestown. 6'3" junior from Rosedale, New York. 14.5 points a game, 3.2 rebounds a game. Aiden Stainbrook, the 6'6" freshman from Pembina. 4.7 rebounds a game. Was glad to get Ant in the air last night. What a nice young man he is.
I liked his perspective on playing at this level, too.
He talked about how different it was than when he scored all those points in his hometown and community college 2 years ago. It's just a different game. And he has the ball now with those purple sneakers. It is Glasgow in the lane with a runner. That missed. Boy, the Jimmies are having a tough time early.
They've thrown up 3 air balls already. That just does not happen.
No, especially not lately. Mitchell had the rebound. Tyler Beckwith now with it. Bounce for Aiden Jensen, who's come in, but he lost the ball. Picked up by Aiden Stainbrook. Jensen, the Mount Marty transfer from Madison, came back home to play college basketball. Had 4 good years at Madison High School. 3, Walters left wing good.
That'll just settle the nerves a bit. I think you miss your first 5 shots. You go, okay, or 7 shots. You go, okay, what's going on here?
Anthony's 32nd 3. It's 4-3 Dakota State. 16:35 in the first half on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Mitchell to the right baseline. Glasgow working on him. There should be Stainbrook makes it down to the block anyway and still put it in. Stainbrook guarding pretty well too.
He certainly did. A little reverse layup, overhead shot. I would never even try a shot that looks that way.
Didn't do that at Groesbeck, did you?
No.
Walters straightaway 3 to tie it off the rim. Rebound to Beckwith. 6-3 Dakota State.
Got a feeling if I did, my limited playing time would have gone away.
I was about to say, wasn't your playing time limited anyway?
It was.
Left wing, here comes Aiden Jensen with a 3, and he knocked it down. The former Mount Marty Lancer has his 8th 3 of the year. And a good start for the Trojans. They're up 9-3. 15:43 in the first half. Will Cordes, we have not been used to seeing this the last couple of games in the first half from the Jimmie. Still time to turn it around. Right wing, a Stainbrook 3 off the left rim.
That's
Back with the
good
rebound.
look. Just won't go in.
No,
Wow.
but jump shots, with the one exception, are all the Jimmies have taken so far. Beckwith hands it to Tane Mitchell. Now to Lane Teets. To the right block. Stainbrook all over him. Right corner, a 3 for the lefty. Pankinen, he hit it, and Casey Brueggemann wants and needs and takes a Hillerud Construction timeout as it's a 9-point lead early for Dakota State. 4:49 in. Dakota State 12, Jamestown 3 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies. Boy, they need a puck done. 12-3, 5 minutes into the game. Anthony Walters to Silas Benyon. Right wing on the angle. Nearly dropped. He's able to regain it. 13 still to shoot. And in the lane with a jumper from 9. That one rolled in for Cy. Needed something to go right.
Needed something to just fall the right way. You're exactly right.
Jimmies are 2 of 11 shooting and down 12-5 to Dakota State. Lucas Morgan is into the game. He's from Sioux Falls, from Brandon, actually, is where he played his high school ball. Missed all of his senior year with an injury and has it in the left corner now. And was a very good player before he got hurt for Brandon Valley. Gorman into the game, and Risley Travel. He's a freshman from Pipestone, Minnesota. 4.7 points and a rebound and a half per game.
Jamestown got Spencer Barr and also the very improving Carson Woodford into the game.
He's the 6'7" junior from Wetwood Falls, Minnesota. 2.5 points, 2.5 rebounds. Spencer Barr, the 5'11" sophomore, Aberdeen, South Dakota, 3.7 points a game and a sharp shooter. So is Anthony Walters, and he has it above the circle and straight away. A short shot. Good D there, too, by Dillenbeck, but followed in.
Anthony just follows his own shot. Again, nobody knows when it's not going in better than the person who put the shot up.
Especially Walters, who now has 5. 12-7, Dakota State by 5. 13:53 in the first half in the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Calvin Payne, here's the Australian that's in for Dakota State, and finds Morgan with a banker that's good.
Well done by Morgan through a little bit of contact as well.
14-7. DSU's double up Jamestown. 6.5 minutes in. Silas Benyon on the right lane line. Dillenbeck cuts him off, so he fades away. And a hopeful shot missed. Morgan the rebound. That was fantastic D by Dillenbeck, who now has it in the left block on the other end. Trying to take it away as Woodford can, and a lay in by Dillenbeck And the post game's doing the job so far for DSU.
Especially defensively.
16-7 Trojans. 13:09 in the first half. Right corner, Barr open for a three off the front rim. Rebound tap from Borman to Morgan. Now a left wing three, air ball by Payne. And out of bounds to Jamestown. Glasgow, Linus, and Heckner all back in.
I don't actually hate that shot that Dakota State just took. He just missed it way long.
Yep.
I mean, he was pretty wide open.
Braden Pankinen, Tyler Beckwith, Tane Mitchell all back into the DSU lineup. 12:50 in the first half. Lob to Linus. Well, Dakota State started well in Dickinson last night. It didn't end up in the right way for them. Glasgow back out front to Heckner, left wing for Benyon. And as he moves to the left baseline, reaching in for a foul, is Dakota State's Tyler Beckwith. And that is the first foul on either team just about 7.5 minutes into the game. Barr inbounds to Benyon, left wing to a baseline drive. Now kicked it out on the right side for Heckner, middle of the right wing for Barr. Heckner's between the rings now. Finds Barr again, down to 9 to shoot. Baseline fadeaway by Heckner. Bank didn't go. Linus tried to tap the rebound. Instead it came to Braden Pankinen and Dakota State. Pankinen's in the front court. Middle of the right wing, it's Isaac Sumpton who's into the game. He's a freshman from Frederick, South Dakota. A senior. And Beckwith now has it for a three on the left side all the way around the rim and stayed down. The third made three for Dakota State, and Beckwith now has 5, and it's a 12-point Trojan lead at 19-7. Linus in a high post, 11:53 in the half. Hand to Benyon, stops in the lane from 14. Short foul as Linus had rebounding position and was pushed out of the way by Braden Pankinen of Dakota State. His first team foul number 2.
David, I can't remember too many 3 out of 16 stretches for Jamestown offensively this year.
Nope. And Dakota State's 8 of 12 shooting.
And winning the rebounding 12-5 as well, the Trojans.
3 out of 6 on threes. Spencer Barr lobbed it for Jimmie Linus. Shot clock was reset. It's Cole Glasgow. Middle of the left wing, it is Benyon. An angle 3, good for Silas. Number 31 for him this year.
Needed that just to cut it under 10 again.
19-10 DSU, Dakota State by 9, 11:30 in the half. Aiden Jensen on the left side for Braden Pankinen. Trying to knock it away was Cy Benyon, and he did, but it's out of bounds and will stay with Dakota State with 18 on the shot clock.
I almost feel like if the game being as free-flowing as it has been favors Dakota State a little bit. The way that they're shooting it, especially.
And if they keep getting it into the post like they have, they'll be in fine shape. Here's a pass that came off Mitchell, but recovering is Sumption, and he lost it out of bounds. This is a young man who, well, he had to come to Dakota State because the school for which he once played isn't open anymore, and that's Presentation College, which was in Aberdeen.
Certainly was. And that's good defense by Spencer Barr, reaching behind him, just, messing with that dribble enough.
Linus for Jamestown, who's down 9. Right elbow of the lane on a high post. Finds Cole Glasgow in the right corner to the baseline, guarded by Tane Mitchell. Linus wants a 3 right side, little long, and rebounded by Jensen. Again, the look was good. And Linus can shoot threes well. That one just a little bit long. It is Teets with a retreat and a fadeaway right baseline jumper that's missing. And Barr rebounds for Jamestown. Spencer to the right lane line. Stops for a 14-footer. That's good.
They don't hand out screen assists, but if they did, Jimmie Linus would get one because that was a perfect screen.
Now it's 19-12 for Dakota State. 10:22 in the half. Last 5 for the Jimmies. Beckwith. On the baseline, this is Jensen making, or I should say, Mitchell making a move around a defender and scooping it in. And he has 6.
He is really smooth from 6 feet in. My goodness.
6'5", and you talk about length. Brother Beckwith has it. 21-12, Dakota State bounce into the lane from Linus Now for a three on the bar, on the left side missing, but an offensive rebound by Heckner. Benyon took the bounce in the lane. Now a bounce to Linus. Hands it to Benyon down the right lane line, trying to find Linus, and he got knocked over by Tane Mitchell. That's his first and team foul number 3 on the Trojans.
Still feels like the Jimmies are trying to find their rhythm as we hit the media break.
Hayward construction timeout with 9:45 to go in the first half. Yeah, BJ is right. They're still only 5 of 20, Jamestown. Part of the reason Dakota State's leading 21-12 on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
RM Stout Incorporated is proud to sponsor this broadcast of Jimmie's Athletics. We are cheering in the stands right along with you, and we've got the perfect vehicle to get you to every UJ event. Get behind the wheel of a new 2025 Ford F-150 or Ram 1500 and experience peak performance and 4x4 reliability. Need extra rows of seating? Huge stock of new and pre-owned options available now. Don't wait. Get the best trade-in price, unbeatable interest, and the best value since 1941 only at RM Stout Jamestown. Go Jimmies!
Jamestown 107.1.
Up off the floor, and David, I know it's 10 minutes and 15 seconds, but there has to be someone thinking, what else could possibly happen in a negative way in these first 10 minutes? Because, as you mentioned, Jamestown shooting 25%. Maybe more surprisingly, Dakota State shooting 64%. This is a team that only shoots 45%. That's second bottom of the league.
But the opponent's field goal percentage for them is best in the league, 42%. The other 9 of 14 Dakota State and 3 of 6 on threes. The Jimmies 2 of 8 on threes. And look at this rebounding advantage, will you, too, for Dakota State, 13-7. Yeah, bloody lip for Cy. That's why he had to leave the floor.
And Dakota State is the second best rebounding team in the conference at 41 a game.
And in the top 20 in the country, in fact. End of bar, 9:43 and a half. Jamestown down 9. Anthony Walters returns.
Trapping zone here.
Walters took the return feed from Heckner. Spin in the lane. Spins back, 7 on the shot clock. Right wing bar. Spencer with a bounce on the baseline to Heckner. Has to put it up. Couldn't go in. And knocked out of bounds by Linus. It's Dakota State ball. Good D again by DSU.
Trojans switched it up. Went aggressive 2-3 with a trap on the wings and up top. And they get another missed shot.
Lane Teets down the right alley. He's out there with Braden Pankinen, Tyler Beckwith, Aiden Jensen, and Tane Mitchell for Dakota State. Teets handed to Beckwith. 9:07 in the half. A lob to Dillenbeck. Now on the right side for Pankinen. 7 on the Dakota State shot clock. Lane Teets in the left corner. Up front for Dillenbeck. Back to Teets. 1 on the timer. We released it in time, barely missed the 3. Anthony Walters the rebound. Just barely got that shot off before the horn you heard. Walters for Jamestown around a screen of Linus. Right corner open. A 3 by Heckner is good. 32nd of the year for Owen Heckner, and he hit a couple of big ones last night. Now the lead for Dakota State's down to 6. 21-15, 8:33 in the first half. It only takes a 3 or 2. Those things make a big, big difference. Cranking it out front to Tane Mitchell, down low, and as the pass came to Dillenbeck, and I think Linus got caught with a little ham fighting down there with him. Yep, the first foul of the game on Jamestown.
He did, because Dillenbeck won the battle before the ball came into the post. He got good position. And, I mean, really the two options, neither of them were good. Either commit a foul or give up a dunk.
Traylon Barnett has entered the game for Dakota State, 5'11" junior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Bryant and Stratton College transfer, 3 points a game. No, not Briggs and Stratton, Bryant and Stratton. Doesn't have anything to do with chainsaws, we don't think. That's the ball now on left wing, 8:17 and a half. Out to Tane Mitchell. 10 on the shot clock as the weave comes to Pankinen in the right corner. Bounce, great play. Mitchell with a drive, and Woodford, who's back in there, Carson had to foul him to prevent a layup. That was a nice play.
It certainly was. Believe it or not, I'm familiar with Bryant and Stratton College.
Oh.
My buddy, Coach Matt Mackerzak, used to coach there before he went to Northern Michigan and turned that into a powerhouse.
Did he ever? Tane Mitchell, a 73% foul shooter. First free throw for either team today, and it's good.
I will say, just on that program,
Yeah.
with UJ moving up to D2, Coach Mackerzak is pretty close with our guys. I would not be surprised to see Northern Michigan at some point on the schedule.
That would be fun.
That would.
Second free throw also good for Mitchell. He comes out in favor of Lucas Morgan. Calvin Payne has re-entered. Payne, by the way, a 6'5" senior from Melbourne, Australia, a Grossmont College transfer, 1.8 points a game. 23-15, Dakota State leads Jamestown. 8:02 in the first half on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Woodford on the high post, hands it off for a straightaway three. That's good for Heckner.
Right now, he's the one keeping you in the game. Despite the good start for the Trojans, their lead is only 5.
23-18, 7:45 in the first half. Braden Pankinen trying to use a Dylan Beck screen. Now hands it on the left wing for Barnett. Dump down low to Dylan Beck. Nice drive on Woodford and rolled it in.
I didn't think that was bad defense at all by Woodford. Just a nice shot.
But Dylan Beck's a hard guy to guard. 25-18 Dakota State, 7:25 in the first half. Owen Heckner out front for Carson Woodford. Now for Spencer Barr. Barnett with a hand in his face. To Anthony Walters. We have not seen Silas Benyon. Well, he is back on the bench, and now as a move is made here by Heckner, he's fouled. Again, he had a bloody lip a while ago. That's why he had to leave the floor, and that's why he had to clean the blood off the floor. Lane Teets with his foul for Dakota State.
Jimmie's bring Aiden Stainbrook back. I think this is a good matchup for Aiden, this team.
He lobs it into Anthony Walters. Down the right lane line into the right corner for a Stainbrook three. Off the rim. Woodford with a tip of the rebound. But it came to Calvin Payne for Dakota State.
Good look, just didn't go in.
Dylan Beck traveled. Came down the left lane line as he took a lead pass from Traylon Barnett. And here comes Silas Benyon back into the game for Jamestown. So they've sewed him up as Lucas Morgan is back in for Dakota State.
Trust me, a little bloody lip, bloody nose thing is not going to hold Silas Benyon out of a game.
I don't think so either. Won't stop him from singing either.
No.
Sings all the time on the road trips. Let you know what he thinks, too. Sometimes TMI. But anyway, it's Walters on the left baseline. Out for Benyon. Silas, spin in the lane, drive. He got fouled.
Good drive by Silas. You know what I like about that drive is he has been forced to settle for the 12-foot jumper. That time he just took one more dribble and got into the lane. I really like that paint touch by the senior.
Calvin Payne with the foul, his first. I give Silas a hard time. He is a really good kid. His parents still around. They've been around for a couple of weeks. They were in Mayville and Valley City last week. First free throw is good for Cy here. Benyon, a 71% foul shooter. Jimmie's top team in the North Star, 76% and in the top 30 in the country. 25-19 Dakota State. Second one for Benyon's also good, and he has 7 early on. Dakota State once led by 12. Right now they're up 5. 25-20, 6:30 in the first half on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Calvin Payne. They go with a weave to Barnett. To Aiden Jensen. Now we get to Lucas Morgan left of the lane, working on Stainbrook. Bodies down on him. Missed the short shot, however, and it's tipped from Woodford to Will Cordes. To Benyon in the front court. Side of the middle of the lane. Drives a little off balance, and the shot didn't go, and deflected too. Traylon Barnett the rebound. Left wing for a catch-and-shoot three by Risley Borman that missed everything. And Aiden Stainbrook with a Jimmie rebound. Walters down floor to Will Cordes. With a Woodford screen, loops it out to Walters. Top of the right wing, tough catch. Anthony came near the timeline to bring it in. Left corner, a three by Stainbrook. Bottom! Aiden Stainbrook has his 18th of the year. All of a sudden, this is a 2-point game.
And if you're Dakota State, you're saying, how on earth are we only up by 2?
25-23. Barnett in the lane for a wide open Jensen. Down low for a jam.
They doubled on the screen, and it left the big man wide open.
The former Mount Marty Lancer has 5. Left wing a 3. Walters hits his second of the game. And the Jimmies have hit 6 of 13 threes to keep this game tight. 27-26 Dakota State. Risley Borman with 5:05 left in the half finds Aiden Jensen. Now it's Barnett. He drives to the right block. Nice smooth pass, Cordison, good.
Nice drive by Barnett. Just got to the right hand and didn't stop.
29-26 for Dakota State. Silas Benyon in the old circle standing on the free throw line. Sit to Will Cordis on the left wing with a Woodford screen for Anthony Walters. Swinging in the right corner for Benyon. 4:40 in the half. Bounce for Woodford on the left block. Coming over to block it is Aiden Jensen. But Woodford has it back. Follows in with a foul. Well, Woodford didn't let Jensen's block ruin that play. He'll have a chance to tie this game at the line. The foul is on Aiden Jensen as first.
And Dakota State just did the old hockey line change on you there, David. 5 for 5.
It's what Bellevue was doing the whole game last night, too. Yeah, but they got Dylan back in, of note, and Beckwith and Pankinen. But Woodford ties the game at the line. The Jimmies have come back from 12 down. Now Carson out and Jimmie Linus back in. And we're back where we started at 29 all with 4:36 left in the first half in the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Pretty nifty little comeback. And then it is knocked away by Stainbrook. And did he hit it off of Mitchell? He did. It's out of bounds to Jamestown. The Jimmies have a chance for their first lead.
And this is a big story of this first half, David, because Dakota State has 6 turnovers. Jamestown does not have any.
Linus, it's into Benyon in the lane for a drive. 2-hit Jimmie jam. Aiden Stainbrook gives the Jimmies the lead. Timeout Dakota State. Mr. Stainbrook joins the dunk list and gives Jamestown its first lead of the afternoon. Hillerud Construction timeout. We'll keep it here with 4:25 left in the first half. Well, I keep saying 2 years ago at North Border, Aiden Stainbrook was the Class B North Dakota Senior Athlete of the Year. So yeah, he hits threes and he jams it down, and he's had a good first half with a couple of big buckets, including a 3 and 5. And Jamestown has come back to take a 2-point lead at 31-29.
And they're still minus 23 in field goal percentage despite taking the lead. But again, it's the turnovers, and it's the points off of turnovers. 9-0 Jamestown.
And they're ahead by 2. Go figure. The team that wins that stat usually wins the game. Mitchell into the front court, nearly lost the ball. Back out to Lane Teets, and Linus is given a shot in the face by Dylan Beck.
And he gets called for it.
Because Linus must have done the second thing or first, whatever they saw. Jimmie's first foul.
Coach Brueggemann getting the explanation. And Coach Dak just gives him a high five.
I don't think Casey agreed with it, but it's back to play. It's into Teets on the baseline. Left-hand runner, offensive foul. He knocked over Walters. It doesn't count.
David, I'm not exaggerating when I say Anthony Walters was standing there for 3 seconds because he knew what was coming. That is great advanced scouting right there from Anthony Walters.
I said Teets, I meant Dylan Beck. Oh, yeah, great job by Walters to take the charge. Dylan Beck's first foul, deflected by Teets, came back to Cordis. Woodford right back into the game as Linus went out. Walters a left wing 3, a little long, and up for the rebound, Dylan Beck. Reaching in was Aiden Stainbrook. Little touch foul, but it was the right call for the 14th foul on Jamestown and the first on Aiden.
Jimmies are going to pick up at 94 feet now.
As Mitchell looks for an inbounder, it's Teets to Pankinen to Beckwith, and now Jamestown backs into the half-court defense. 31-29 Jamestown, 3:45 in the first half after Dakota State once led by 12. Mitchell as they weave it to Teets, now a handoff to Beckwith with Walters guarding him. 11 to shoot. It's Pankinen on the right wing. Down on the right block for a fadeaway by Beckwith. Banks misses, and Carson Woodford the rebound for Jamestown. to Will Cordes, right alley front court. To Steenbrook. Back to Will Cordes. Right elbow of the lane. Benyon for a right corner three. Steenbrook. This one misses. Tipped by Woodford. And in the process, a Jamestown foul.
Anthony Walters, I believe.
His first, team foul number 5 on Jamestown. It's 7 team fouls, by the way, in Dakota State, so Jamestown's in the bonus. That offensive foul was the 7th. Steenbrook out, and Cole Glasgow returns for the Jimmies.
And that kind of foul is more prevalent now because those are the kind of offensive rebounds teams look for these days. Tap it out to a three-point shooter in a recycled possession.
When Heckner is also back in and Anthony Walters is out. Lane Teets, Braden Pankanen, Tyler Beckwith, Tane Mitchell, and Colby Dillenbeck. The starting 5 are the 5 on the floor right now for Dakota State. Beckwith in the old circle, handed out to Lane Teets. 3 minutes in the half. Jamestown up 2 after being down 12. Pankanen stops, backs up behind the circle for a long 3. Swish.
What a tough shot.
Ooh, second 3 for Pankanen. He's a 40% three-point shooter. And Dakota State's back in the lead, 32-31 loss. Woodford's able to pick it up to Benyon for a baseline drive by Glasgow. Left corner 3. Heckner, he's good. Third 3 for Owen. He's 3 for 3, in fact, on three-pointers. Jamestown leads again, 34-32. 2:25 in the half. Colby Dillenbeck for a left wing 3 by Pankanen off the right rim. Tipped by Glasgow, but it ends up in the hands of Beckwith, and then he stepped out of bounds.
That is all the effort right there from Carson Woodford. He goes diving into the Jimmie's bench to keep that play alive. Outstanding work by Carson Woodford.
And with 2:13 in the half, Jamestown has the basketball back with a 34-32 lead. Carson Woodford leaves it for Silas Benyon. Left wing Will Cordes. It is losing the ball. Woodford in the lane against double team defense. Teets took it away.
Whoa,
and
Carson.
Woodford just barrels over Dillenbeck. And you're going to, like I say, you're going to feel it when you hit him, but it is a foul on Carson. That's 2 on him.
I mean, he just, that was a full speed collision right there. Wow.
Ooh. Dillenbeck is 6'6". Got to be 230. And minus negative body fat, I think. Teets for Dakota State with 1:43 in the half. 2-point Jamestown lead. Thrown away by Beckwith. Wanted to find Dillenbeck, but passed the ball in midair and threw it wildly out of bounds.
I look at a play like what just happened with Carson Woodford and really wonder why I was a post player in high school, because that was quite the collision. On that pass, you're right, he was in midair. I'm not sure that he needed to make that pass in midair.
I thought you said your playing time was limited.
Well, what playing time I did get, I can't say that it was advantageous
Heckner,
for me.
right elbow of the lane is good. Owen didn't need to interrupt you there, but 11 for Heck. What a good first half he's having. 36-32 Jamestown, Dakota State basketball. With Tyler Beckwith. Lob for Aiden Jensen. Back out for a Teets left angle 3. Lane Teets is good.
Inside out basketball, that's how it's done right there.
3-pointers, he's 32%, his 33rd of the year. A minute left in the half, Jamestown leads 36-35. Cordes, handed off to Cole Glasgow on the right wing. Now to Cordes in the corner, right baseline, it is Benyon. Still 13 to shoot. Again, it is Heckner in the corner for a bounce for Glasgow on the right baseline. 8 on the shot clock. Nearly losing it is Glasgow out front. Heckner open for a moment, 3-2. He's got to put it up with a hand in his face. He's good! Holy moly! With a defender right on him. Wow, that was Mitchell. How did that go in? 25 seconds in the half, 39-35 UJ.
That looked like a broken possession and a shot clock violation. No, it's just how Owen drew it up.
Right. 14 for him. Teets with 8 on the shot clock. Handed out to Pankinen. A 3. He's good with an answer. His third 3 of the half. 6-5 seconds. Front court. It's to Glasgow. Baseline drive. Knocked away. Good play there by Jensen and out of bounds. Jamestown will keep it with 1.7. He was the one, I should say, not Mitchell, with a hand in Heckner's face on that desperation, frankly, 3 that went in. 1.7. Cortisol inbound. Left baseline for Woodford, an 18-footer high arc and miss. But the Jimmies, after once trailing by 12, have the lead into the break in a most entertaining 20 minutes of basketball, as we expected. Our halftime score on the Gun Real Sports scoreboard at Harold Newman Arena. Jamestown 39, Dakota State 38. The RM Stout halftime report is next. The numbers from this game. We'll recap the women's action, including what turned out to be a tough loss for the Jimmies to an excellent Dakota State team earlier today. That's ahead for you here on Jamestown 107.1, and this is the voice of the Jimmies.
Are you dreaming of spring? Jamestown Country Club has been dreaming of it too, so get ready now with a Jamestown Country Club membership. The 18-hole championship course, bar, and restaurant will be waiting for you when the season opens. Sign up now for your membership and be prepared to hit the ground running or golfing as soon as spring arrives. Visit JamestownCountry.club or email jcc58401@gmail.com today. Buy now and be ready to play at Jamestown Country Club.
Otter Tail Power Company would like to remind you about the importance of high school athletics in the lives of children. Those extracurricular activities play a role in the education and development of those kids involved and provide a way for kids to learn some of life's most important lessons. Lessons that'll take them through life with a sense of accomplishment and pride. Otter Tail Power Company would like to salute those athletes, coaches, and fans who make every season one to remember.
Buffalo City Diesel Jamestown is your one-stop shop for experienced truck services. Their top-notch techs are trained in the latest technology and can identify and fix problems in your medium or heavy-duty diesel trucks and buses. Buffalo City Diesel also offers roadside assistance, trailer services, and truck parts. Call Buffalo City Diesel today at 701-253-2844. That's Buffalo City Diesel at 701-253-2844.
Where do you find the friendliest staff, largest selection, lowest prices, and the freshest produce? Hugo's in Jamestown. But what if you can't go to the store? Hugo's Family Marketplace offers online shopping. You can shop all the departments and all the sales at GoHugos.com. Choose pickup or Hugo's delivery service, and they'll do the in-store shopping for you. Hugo's Family Marketplace online shopping at GoHugos.com.
You're gonna find more low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
Looking for a roofing company that truly knows your town? Choose Vetter Construction. Unlike those big-name competitors using our city's name, we're your community experts right here working for you. From repairs to full replacement, our trusted team delivers quality and care that you can trust. For a roof that stands strong, call Vetter Construction today. 320-1990. 320-1990.
Jamestown 107.1.
Halftime in Harold Newman Arena in Jamestown as Jimmie's slug their way back from an early 12-point deficit to take a 1-point halftime lead over Dakota State, 39-38. This is the RM Stout halftime report. RM Stout is your Ford, Dodge, and Jeep dealer in Jamestown with BJ Walters. I'm David Burrow. And brother than Owen Heckner saved the Jimmy's bacon in the first half. 14 points, 5 of 8 shooting, but hit all 4 of his threes. 8, the typical good effort off the bench for Anthony Walters on 3 of 6 shooting and 2 of 5 threes. 7 for Silas Benyon. Had to leave for a little while with a bloody lip, but got back out there, and Silas has a couple of assists today. 5 for 8 in Stainbrook, a 3 and a monster dunk. 3 for Carson Woodford, 2 for Spencer Barr, none for Cole Glasgow, none for Jimmie Linus, limited to only 9 minutes of play. And remember, he took that shot in the face. I kind of wonder. Well, we'll see when the second half begins. Braden Pankinen leading Dakota State with 9, 8 for Tane Mitchell, who was 3 for 3 shooting. Pankinen 3 for 4, all on threes. And Aiden Jensen had 5 off the bench. Tyler Beckwith with 5. Kobe Dellenbeck with 4. And Lucas Morgan with 2. Well, Dakota State is shooting 60% so far. 15 of 25. They made half their 3, 6 of 12, 2 of 2 at the line. The Jimmies leading despite shooting only 38%. 14 of 37, 8 of 17 on threes. That's one reason they're leading. 3 of 3 at the line. The other reason they're leading, they forced 9 turnovers and have 11 points off of those. Leading 11-0 in points off turnovers. They've only turned it over 1 time in this game. It was a bit of an unusual half, but a pretty interesting one.
The shooting is baffling in this game because if you look at Jamestown shooting and then you take away the 3-pointers, they are shooting 30% inside the arc.
Yep.
Now, part of that is Jimmie Linus hasn't gotten going. Carson Woodford's 1 for 3. But they are not hitting 2-point shots. If not for the threes, they'd be completely out of this basketball game. But you're right. When you turn the ball over once in a half, that's a stat that says you should be winning the ball game. And sure enough, close as it is, ugly as it was at the beginning, they lead by a point.
39-38. Jimmie women had the game flipped on their head in the second half. And that's credit to an outstanding Dakota State team who turned up the defensive pressure and came back from 14 down to beat the Jimmies 74-72. And now they have a 2-game lead in the North Star at 5-0. And, oh boy, what a game Kenzie Simmons had. 18 on 6 of 8 3-pointers. Tabor Teal at 16. Kate Cordes led 4 double-figure scorers with 23 for the Jimmies. Now, the other women's game is still going on. It's in overtime in Dickinson. The Blue Hawks, who frankly have not been competitive so far in the league, are leading Bellevue 60-59 with 1:20 left in overtime. And a nice job by the Blue Hawks today. It's now 60-60. This looks like a pretty ugly game. Not for Samantha. Oh, she has 21 points. Brandy Dunn, 16 for Bellevue. And now they've just grabbed the lead back 61-60. But Bellevue shooting 27%, Dickinson State shooting 35%. So you have an idea of how that game's going.
That's a Saturday back end of a back-to-back kind of game right there.
And Bellevue had to travel from here out to Dickinson today.
That's right.
So, what about the NSIC?
NSIC in men's basketball, first half, 2 teams that we've seen, Northern State and Augustana, tied at 18. Minnesota Duluth beat St. Cloud State 66-58. Minnesota State leads Crookston 14-13 early. Southwest all over Minot State in the early going.
Oh, really?
21-7
Ooh.
Mustangs. UMary 2-0 in the first minute against Wayne State. Winona up 3 on Bemidji halfway through the first, and MSU Moorhead and Sioux Falls are 2 minutes in. Sioux Falls has just scored the opening basket of the game.
You didn't hear us talk about in the pregame, Minot State, after winning their first 17, suffered their first loss in men's play in the NSIC last night, losing to Sioux Falls.
They certainly did by 25 points, and that just makes me wonder if maybe Minot State is not at full strength.
Maybe not.
Because blown out last night and already on the verge of being blown out today after a 17-0 start. That's it makes you scratch your head a little bit.
Certainly does. Other Jimmie sports, another win for the ACHA Division II men's hockey team today, beating Waldorf at Wilson Arena. That final was 3-2. The track and field teams running indoors today in Yankton at the Mount Marty Invitational. The women's hockey team is hosting Cinnabon College right now over across the street at Wilson Arena, or at least they were, because it is over now. And well, it is not over now. It's just the stream is not up now. But anyway, it was 2-0. I'll tell you, it was 2-0 Cinnabon at the end of 2. They're trying to get things worked out over there at Wilson Arena.
Well, I think with the men's team, they should go whoop up on Denver now. Just throwing that out there.
Well, speaking of that, in fact, the Jimmie ACHA Division I men's team played UNLV last night. And, of course, we refer to that because UNLV beat Denver, and the Rebels were all over the Jimmies last night out in Las Vegas, 7-1, and the Jimmies will play the third-ranked Rebels again tonight. Of course, the Jimmies are also in the top 5. Yeah, but they beat DU.
The defending national champion, Denver. They were outshot like 60-17, and it didn't matter. They still put 5 past
This
Denver.
is an ACHA team beating one of the absolute powers in NCAA Division I men's hockey.
My favorite part of the article on Denver's website was it wasn't in big bold print, but you can imagine they wanted to write it in big bold print. This game had no effect on pairwise rankings or anything of that matter.
Yeah. Fortunately for the Pioneers, it didn't. Jimmie's back on the floor. Try to keep their efficient basketball going in the second half. It's Mayville State on Friday. We'll be here at 5 o'clock on Jamestown 107.1. Yes, home again next weekend before 2 straight weekends on the road. Next Saturday, it's VCSU. Remember, it's the only visit the Vikings make here, and could be the last that a VCSU basketball team makes for a while here. We'll be with you on Q101 next Saturday at 2:30. Thunder Country 98.3, Monday night, 6 o'clock. Vikings in the NFC Wildcard playoff game against the Los Angeles Rams. That'll be in Glendale, Arizona. Today in Houston, the Texans are leading the Los Angeles Chargers 10-6, just over midway through the third quarter.
Okay, this has been bothering me all week, David.
What's that?
Who do you adopt as your team during the NFL playoffs?
People don't want to hear who I would. Because it's the Rams, because I know Matthew Stafford.
Sure.
I knew Matthew Stafford 20 years ago when I broadcast his games. See, people around here don't want to hear that.
That's true. That's fair enough. I will say, he was a Highland Park.
Yes, sir.
Highland Park Scott. I will say, the first time that I ever truly, even though I grew up in Texas, first time I truly understood how big the sport was I had a little boombox and a Sirius satellite radio. I went to the Chicago traffic station. I'm just flipping through, whatever. Chicago traffic station.
But you didn't hear Chicago traffic.
No, I heard Highland Park football on Sirius satellite radio.
But it wasn't me.
No, this would have been just after
This was
you.
after I was doing it, yes.
What a wild, I mean, you think you're going to hear about all the horrible traffic at O'Hare Airport. You hear Matthew Stafford or whoever the quarterback was throwing a 40-yard touchdown pass. Amazing.
Instead of hearing about the traffic on the Dan Ryan. Strange stuff. Anyway, back to the matter at hand here. Good second half should be coming up. Jamestown leading Dakota State in men's basketball as they go for their 4th straight win. 39-38. Second half is next. That's the Arnhamstown halftime report on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
You know you don't really want that hurry-up, bought on the cheap, not sure what I got insurance coverage. Good, because Farmers Union insurance agents do things just a little different. We'll work with you personally for home, auto, business, or farm insurance and tailor the exact coverage plan you need, because we're not satisfied until you are. Different, you bet. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Good luck to the Blue Jays and Jimmies from your local Farmers Union agent, Steve Benyon.
Not all products underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance.
What would you do with a second chance? At Essentia Health, we understand the significance of second chances. Our heart specialists see them every day. That's why regular checkups and heart screenings are vital, even if you feel fine, and especially when you have a family history. Essentia Health is the right place for early detection, advanced treatments, comprehensive cardiac rehab, for second chances. At Essentia Health, we work hard to keep your heart strong for what's next.
Jamestown 107.1.
Second half, someone's no. Bellevue 61 with 30 seconds to go in overtime.
And you can imagine the men's teams are in the tunnels going, any
Come
day,
on,
ladies.
Let's go.
Any day.
Samantha Ose is having a big day. So is Caden Steele for Dickinson State. Ose has 23 points and 9 boards. Steele has 16 points and 14 rebounds. Ashton Arnold, 17, and Brandy Dunn, 16 for Bellevue. A very curious game. And again, Dakota State just frankly has not been all that competitive, or Dickinson State, I should say, has not been competitive in the league, and they're trying to win one. But that's the North Star for you.
Any given Friday or Saturday.
So the second half about to begin here with Lane Teets, Braden Pangaton, Tyler Beckwith, Tane Mitchell, and Colby Dillon Beck to start the second half as they did the game for Dakota State. And it will be Jimmie Linus to start the second half, along with Silas Benyon, Cole Glasgow, Owen Hector, and Will Cordes for Jamestown. As we say, Linus was limited to just 9 minutes in the first half and didn't score after only scoring 3 points last night. The arrow points to Jamestown. They're in black, or the arrow points to Dakota State, I should say. They are in white, and they're still in their huddle. Remember, you can watch this game at the official Jimmie Athletics YouTube channel. If you're watching, Dakota State shoots at the bucket, and then BJ says, wave to you again. Dakota State shoots at the bucket to your left if you're watching, and they'll have the ball to start the second half, brought to you by RM Stout, the right value since 1941.
I don't know how David deals with me all this time.
I don't know either. Teets into the front court. Well, 20 minutes to go in a one-point game after a big Jimmie comeback. Beckwith. Middle of the right wing, back out front for Tane Mitchell, knocked down. Oh, couldn't keep it in play, but a good play by Heckner to block the entry pass down. And it'll be 14 on the shot clock for Dakota State as they inbound.
Just not something you see that often, big men being able to deflect it post-entry like that.
Into the right corner for Lane Teets. 9 now to shoot. He's guarded tightly by Linus. 7, they're all over him. Mitchell off wing to Beckwith. 4 on the shot clock. 3. Dillon back out front. He can shoot threes. 2, and he banked it in. He's only 2 for 3, but he's like Linus. He can do it. He just doesn't do it much. And Dakota State's back in the lead, 42-41. Or 41-39, I should say. Right wing 3 to answer. Will Cordes hit it.
Good to see Will hit a 3 to start this second half.
His 9th of the year. 42-41 Jamestown as the lead seesaws again. Changes for the 5th time. And to the 6th as Beckwith drives to the right block. And a pretty layup.
And that's all because Jimmie Linus doesn't want to pick up his 3rd foul right there. He kind of peels off a bit.
43-42 now. It's Dakota State back in front. In the foul line, a jumper rolls in. There's Heckner again after his big first half. He's up to 16. And Jamestown leads again, 44-43 over Dakota State. Dillon Beck with a drive and a scoop. A nice play by Beckwith and scores again. And ball is knocked out of bounds.
That's already, what, 5 lead changes this half?
Well, let's see. 4.
4, my goodness.
In a minute 37 and 8 for the game.
Fasten your seatbelts, folks.
No, you're right. You were right. 5. Yep, 5 lead changes already. Cordes, who had his 247th career 3 a moment ago, out front to Linus. Now for Cole Glasgow, 14-foot one-hand runner rolls in. First 2 for Cole, and a nice move for the former Kansas City Kangaroo. Make that 6 lead changes in the half and 9 for the game. 46-45 Jamestown. 2 minutes into the half on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Tyler Beckwith. Now handed to Tane Mitchell and to Beckwith again. Dillon Beck on a high post. If you call him a post player, he's 6'6", and he's really a combo player. Fadeaway 18-footer, air ball by Teets. Rebounded Glasgow for Jamestown. Down floor to Silas Benyon. Backs up, thought about the 3. Right corner, Heckner. He thought about the 3, but didn't take it. Now to Benyon in the right corner. Lob for Jimmie Linus on the right block, guarded by Mitchell. Bodies with him, left-hand hook for his first 2 of the game's good.
Linus understanding he's 6'8", and he's got 6'5" on him. Really nicely done.
And they don't start any taller than 6'6". Pass down low for Mitchell, and reaching in with a foul is Jamestown, and it's Owen Heckner. That's his first.
It was either Heckner or Linus, and you could see Jimmie get a little nervous as the official put the 2 up.
Yeah, didn't want to have his third foul there, but he didn't. Tyler Beckwith for Dakota State. Out front to Lane Teets. Down 3, about 3 minutes into the half. Straightaway 3 to tie it by Beckwith. He's good. And that is his second 3 of the game, and the 8th made 3 for DSU, and it's back where it started again at 48 apiece. The second tie down low. It is Glasgow leaving it short, but Dakota State couldn't hang on to the rebound.
Mitchell tried to save it and ended up just slamming Aiden Jensen right in the back with the basketball. Ouch.
Friendly fire.
Very much so.
Carson Woodford and Anthony Walters back in for Jamestown. Benyon and Linus to Casey Brueggemann's bench. Heckner right baseline, inbounds. Knocked right into the Jimmie bench by Lane Teets of Dakota State. .5'11", pretty good leaper though.
Certainly is, my goodness.
Out front to Cordes. Will hands it off to Heckner, to Walters in the lane, right lane line. Anthony backs down, out for Cordes. Wide open 3. This one's off the right rim. Aiden Jensen, who's returned to the game for Dakota State, has the rebound. Down floor to Teets. Trojans look to gain the lead back. Drive to the left block. Now a kick out right wing. Jensen, 3's coming off the back rim. And the rebound for Cole Glasgow.
They did a good job of sealing off Woodford. He couldn't get out there to put a hand in the face of the shooter.
Jensen did hit a 3 earlier in the game. Oh, Teets knocked down. Good play there. Taken away by Pankinen. 2-on-2, so he has a transition right wing 3 that's too long. But that's not the shot Darren Teague wanted there. Carson Woodford the rebound. I mean, I get it, the game's different, but that looked like a rush 3. Walters, and caught tugging the jersey of Heckner, is Braden Pankinen.
Yeah. Heckner almost needed a new jersey right there. I mean,
he didn't have the Earl Campbell tearaway jersey.
No.
3 subs, Traylon Barnett, Lucas Morgan, and Calvin Payne all come in for Dakota State. Just over 4 minutes into the second half, tie game at 48 on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. It looked like Dakota State would run away with it earlier. They once led by 12. Pankinen just tugged Woodford. He got away with it that time. Stainbrook is back in, 7 on the shot clock to Woodford again. Leaping up on him is Pankinen. Walters straightaway 3 on the timer. 2, a 3. Good with 1 on the shot clock. Third 3 by Anthony Walters. Jamestown's back in the lead at 51-48. Pankinen down low, pass too low. Cole Glasgow picked it off for Jamestown. Into the front court, left wing Stainbrook. An open 3, bottom! Aiden Stainbrook's second 3 leads to a Darren tied Dakota State. Kellerud Construction timeout. And the Jimmies have opened the lead up to 6. 15-14 left. Jamestown 54. Dakota State 48 and Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Your home for UJ Jimmy's. AM 1400 KQDJ Jamestown and 107.1 K296 HH Jamestown.
Johnny B's Brickhouse, famous for their pizza, but wait, there's pasta, and their amazing wings, and fresh ground hamburgers, tasty salads and appetizers too. And for dessert, you can't beat their sweet sticks. Come on out for Tuesday night trivia and live entertainment every Thursday night. The place to be is Johnny B's, smack dab in the middle of Main Street, downtown Jamestown. And remember, for delivery and carryout, call 952-8777.
Jamestown 107.1.
After being down as much as 12 in the first half, Traylon Barnett for Dakota State. Hands to Braden Pankinen. Now on the weave to Calvin Payne. And back out to Barnett out front. An offense that kind of looks like a Globetrotters sometimes. Pankinen a 3. Ooh, it's short. And it's out of bounds to Jamestown.
This is an opportunity to really put a hammer blow on this basketball game because Jamestown is very sharp so far in the second half.
And in taking care of the ball, they've been sharp through the entire game. Just two turnovers. They didn't have many last night either until late. Benyon for Walters left wing, wide open. Why not take a three? But it's off the right rim. And Pankinen has the rebound for Dakota State. Left wing Barnett. Entry feed for Morgan on the left block. Turning around, Lucas hits it over Woodford.
Good job to help and get over there by Woodford, but just a little too late.
Second bucket for Lucas Morgan. 54-50 Jamestown. 14-15 left on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. It's Benyon with a drive to the right lane line. Lost it on the way up. Jensen took it away for Dakota State. Payne down the left lane line. A one-hand runner. Banker missed from 9. Offensive board. Stolen away from Jensen by Cy Benyon all the way to the other end and draws a foul on Pankinen.
Oh, he wants the continuation.
No.
Cy just went 1-on-4 and actually finished. That is remarkable.
Yeah, it was. Third foul on Pankinen. So Kobe Dillenbeck and Risley Borman return.
1-on-4 was no problem for Cy. Wow.
Nah, never is. Somebody did win that game in Dickinson in women's play. Dickinson State, their first win in the league. It's Temper at the foul line by Walters, and Anthony rolled it in. 13 for him in 5 and a half. 56-50, Jamestown by 6, 13:43 left. Dillenbeck on a right wing to Borman. Now lifted for Dillenbeck, drive to the right block, left-handed layups, good with a foul. Dillenbeck again, as he does so much, draws contact and brings DSU back to within 4.
That's all set up by the handoff right at the top of the key. He's able to get downhill before Woodford can get to his spot. And so he's got no choice but foul him as Jimmie Linus returns. This does not feel like a game that, you know, Jamestown is going to run away with.
No.
They're going to have to fight for this one.
No, and I would imagine they probably feel the same way. Dillenbeck, however, misses the free throw here, and Anthony Walters has the rebound for the Jimmies, who are in the front court with 13:27 left, 56-52 Jamestown. And they bring it down low, and Walters scores on the blocks this time.
Well, if they're never going to stop the ball, just keep dribbling until you're at the rim.
Why not? 58-52 Jamestown. That's exactly what you're taught to do, in fact. And losing the ball here is Borman. Briefly picked it back up. Benyon couldn't make the steal.
The shot clock reset, and it shouldn't have.
So they'll fix that. So everybody in women's play has won at least once with that Dakota State win. They're now 1-4 along with VCSU. If you're just with us, the Jimmies lost to Dakota State earlier today, 74-72. So the Trojans have a 2-game lead over the Jimmies and Mayville State. And losing the ball is Dillenbeck. Walters picked it up. 12:50 left. Out front to Silas Benyon. He's bumped hard by Traylon Barnett, who picks up his first foul.
There are certain characteristics of the Jimmies this year when offensively they're rolling a little bit. You're seeing a couple of them right now. They look like they're rolling a little bit offensively. And certainly 8 for 12 in the second half, I would say so.
That'll work. Bookkeeping second foul on Barnett, actually. Third team foul. He's out of the lineup now. Benyon with a drive. Left-hand scoop. Just weaving his way through traffic again. He's good. A signature Silas Benyon bucket. He has 9. And now it's Jamestown by 8. 60-52. 12 and a half minutes left in the second half. Beckwith, who's back in there, runner in the lane from 14, all around the rim and out. But he gained his own board. Out front to Lane Teets. Then lost his dribble. He's able to find Borman. Pass deflected, but came to Killenbeck in the left corner. Dillenbeck handed to Borman. He missed a 3, and Stainbrook rebounds. And nothing's going right for Dakota State now. This is like the women's game in reverse and much earlier. Linus looking to set a screen for Benyon. Now he does. Left elbow lane jumper off the back rim. But not boxed out is Stainbrook, and he follows up and scores. And a timeout by Jamestown. But it's double figures now scoring for Aiden Stainbrook. He has 10. And it's a 10-point Jamestown lead as we take a break. 11:54 to go. Jamestown 62, Dakota State 52 and Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Need some custom screen printed t-shirts? Lots of t-shirts? You need originals.
Originals!
Or do you just need one shirt with your corporate logo for the new guy?
Originals!
Caps, jackets, U sizes, adult sizes, Blue Jay apparel, Jimmie apparel. You need originals. There you have it, folks. For custom printed apparel, embroidery, and work apparel, it's Originals. They can also do online stores for your sports team or business. 216 First Avenue, downtown Jamestown. Open 9 to 5 weekdays. Visit originals.com.
Jamestown 107.1.
Jimmie's now up double digits. That's 62.
And big lifts off the bench, especially when early in this game you needed it because the game got off to a really difficult start.
The Jimmies are up to 46% shooting with this good shooting so far in the second half. And they're hitting their threes again. They're 11 of 22.
It doesn't make a lot of sense if you're Dakota State. You're still shooting 55%, and you're down double digits.
8 of 19 threes. They've out-rebounded Jamestown 24-21. But again, the turnovers are 11 for Dakota State and 2 for Jamestown. Lane Teets working on Spencer Barr. Now out front for Tyler Beckwith. Again, they hand off between the circles. Now find Tane Mitchell, who's returned 10 on the shot clock. Mitchell with a left-hand dribble. Hands it to Borman. Right wing it is Beckwith over Walters with a one-hand runner on the right baseline. At the end of the shot clock, misses. Jimmie Linus, that, believe it or not, was his first rebound today.
Finished off a great defensive possession.
And he sets a screen for Benyon, who now is fouled as Pankinen reached in again with another one. That's 4. Nope.
Might have called that one on
Morgan.
Yep.
Borman, pardon me. Yeah, Pankinen. Yeah, David, you know, can't call a foul on a guy who's not on the floor. Pankinen wasn't. Now he is. Boy, Walters, 17-footer. Short. You can't lateral a horse, Bill Stern famously had it said to him once. Here's Teets on a right wing for a three that's halfway down and out. Tough break there for Beckwith. Barr in the front court, long three, Benyon. That one fell. That's just the way it's going.
That is a big 6-point swing. And all they did on that fast break, they ran the old Kansas play against Memphis in the national championship with the handoff into the three.
Oh, don't remind me. 65-52 Jamestown, 10.5 minutes to go. There's a foul away from the ball. Linus said, what did I do? And the official said, you held Colby Dillon back. No, you elbowed him, actually, his second. Glasgow, Heckner, Cordes, Woodford in, Barr, Walters, Stainbrook, Linus all out for Jamestown.
Been a frustrating day for Jimmie Linus, no doubt about it.
Left wing, Aiden Jensen, who's returned to the Dakota State lineup. Handed to Tyler Beckwith. Glasgow guarding him tightly. Teets left wing on the angle, long way from the bucket. About 37 feet, 10 on the shot clock. Now he drives to the baseline, threw it over the rim, tipped by Benyon. Came to Will Cordes, Jamestown to Woodford and into the front court. For a left wing, Benyon three. Bottom! Benyon's third three. He's up to 15 and 8.5. The Jamestown lead, just like that, is 16 points. 68-52. Yeah, I know, 9:53 to go. Beckwith, nice drive and laid it in.
Life comes at you fast is what I'm told.
Uh-huh. And a timeout is called here by Dakota State. They've only got a couple to go, and a good coach, Darren Teague, has got to be in, and his team saying, what happened? 9:50 left. Jamestown 68, Dakota State 54 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
At Unison Bank, we provide financial solutions for customers to meet their needs today and achieve their dreams tomorrow. From personal banking services like checking accounts, mortgage and auto loans, to business banking services. At Unison Bank, we offer financial solutions with prompt responses and quality service. Visit unisonbank.com for more information. Located in Jamestown, Linton, and Wishick, as well as Gilbert, Arizona. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Jamestown 107.1.
Second consecutive game this weekend where Silas Benyon has put together a terrific second half. Last night he had most of his points after halftime. Tonight, 8 after the break, including back-to-back three-pointers. He's up to 15, and the Jimmies have 4 in double digits as they have all of a sudden gotten out to a 14-point lead.
It was 16 just a moment ago. It's 68-54 for Jamestown. Heckner has 16, Benyon with 15, Anthony Walters 15, Aiden Stainbrook 10. Tyler Beckwith is leading Dakota State with 14. Jimmies are still at 67% shooting in the second half on 12 of 18 and 47% now for the game. Dakota State's still about 50%. They're 52%. Benyon with a Woodford screen. Stops at the free throw line. Now a 14-footer. Good. Silence is hot. 17 for him. 70-54. Jamestown back to the 16-point lead with 9.5 minutes to go. Braden Pankinen nearly fell. Now he brings it back out front to Aiden Jensen. Now it's Beckwith in the lane. Nice left-handed scoop, knocked over by Woodford, who also ended up on the floor, but Carson's the one called for his 4th foul.
To Jamestown's credit, this has kind of been the trend these last couple of games. It happened at the beginning of the game in Mayville.
Right, and the beginning of the game last night, yeah.
The beginning of the game. This time it's just the middle portion of the second half. I mean, you've got this good, close, competitive game, and then all of a sudden you just don't.
Beckwith 14 of 19 at the line. He has 2 shots here, and he hit the first.
It's got to be jarring for the opponent as well, because you're in it, you're in it, you're in it. You have 3 possessions. What happened?
Yeah, Lucas Morgan in for Tane Mitchell. 1 more for Beckwith. Good, but that only cuts the Jamestown lead to 14. 70-56, 9:18 left in the second half. BJ and David with you at Harold Newman Arena. The Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard has seen big turnarounds twice today. Benyon, right elbow to Wayne Heckner. Left wing Will Cordes. Right-hand dribble, now brings it back out to Heckner. And out front to Benyon. Another 3, why not?
Oh,
yeah!
my goodness.
Goodness gracious, he has 3 threes in the half. And now 20 in the game. 13 since halftime.
That was a major heat check, too.
73-56 Jamestown. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that phrase. Hank Dickinson taught me that phrase. Lucas Morgan on the left baseline. Nobody knows who that is, but he's the one who taught it to me. Missed the shot, but a good offensive board by Jensen. He's double-teamed, triple-teamed, knocked out of his hand. Loose on the floor now. It'll end up in a dual possession, and Jamestown ball. And Dakota State has got to be wondering what in the world they can do to get even remotely close now after they started so well. And they're being defended. That's the other thing. Yeah, Jamestown shooting, but defense like that, you triple team a guy off a rebound. Now, with everything else that Silas Benyon is doing, he is now wiping up the perspiration from the floor.
There is nothing this guy can't do.
I'll tell you. He was 2 of 8 shooting in the first half. He's 5 of 8 now in the second half.
Including 4 threes.
4 of 4 on 3-pointers for Cy. A 39% three-point shooter coming in. Woodford on a high post, handed to Benyon. Now we have Barnett's in his face now. Screened by Woodford. Bounce to Benyon on the pick and roll. 15 on the shot clock. Half hook in the lane by Carson, and Woodford hit it. His second bucket of the day.
That was a pretty looking right-handed hook.
Boy, has his game developed. 19-point Jamestown lead at 75-56. The Australian Calvin Payne out front to Lucas Morgan. And a foul away from the ball. That might be the end. Yeah, it is for Woodford. That's his 5th foul.
He gets beat to the spot because what happens was the player he's defending, Morgan, goes and screens and then curls off the screen into a post-up, and Woodford couldn't quite get there. But that applause you hear for him in the background, very well earned. I think Carson was really good today.
17 minutes, 2 of 4 shooting, 5 points, couple of rebounds. Jimmie Linus is back in for him.
And what happens when you pull away? The rebounding that was such a key to Dakota State is pretty much evened up.
Yeah, they have a 26-24 rebounding advantage. Barnett for the Trojans lost it. Jimmie Linus picked it up. These guys have got to be saying, what can we do now? It's going to be a long trip home to Madison. Out front it is Heckner. Open a three. This one's a little short and rebounded by Colby Dillenbeck for Dakota State. 7:35 left, but Dakota State is a long way down now. Dillenbeck all the way to the left block. This is what they needed. He drives into the left block and scores. He hasn't had as many touches as I thought he would have today.
Or what he should have had.
Yeah. And Jamestown wants a Hillary Construction timeout, which we'll also take. With 7:19 left, Jamestown has grabbed this game by the throat. They lead Dakota State 75-58 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
New year, new goals, and a new you. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center, our expert physical therapists will help you feel your best. Whether you're recovering from an injury, dealing with chronic pain, or just want to move better, we've got treatment plans designed for you. Start the new year strong with hands-on care, advanced treatments, and a team committed to your well-being. Call Apex today at 701-952-2739 or visit apexptwellness.com. Make 2025 the year you move better and live pain-free.
Jamestown 107.1.
The shooting in the second half, David, perhaps you'll agree, 68%, etc., the three-point shooting especially. This is almost reminiscent of that first half against Minnesota State where they were hitting everything. Yep. I mean, just an outstanding second. They are 14 of 26 from three.
Nobody shoots 54% from three these days. Mainly because it's a volume shot.
Right.
But my goodness.
The first half field goal shooting was 60% for Dakota State, 38% for Jamestown. In the second half, it's 37% for Dakota State and 68% for Jamestown. And Benyon has been hot, but again, since late in the first half on, this team puts a run on you so fast. Ask Northern State, ask Mayville, ask Bellevue. Right wing of Stainbrook three. Good. Gracious. Third three for Aiden.
15 threes on the day.
Woo. Out of 27, 13 for Stainbrook. The Jamestown lead is 20, 78-58. Barnett, right wing for Lucas Morgan. Stops left lane line with Stainbrook guarding him. Now for Braden Pankinen. Out front, it is Dillenbeck. Lob, good feed, down low, but well defended. Double teamed is Morgan. Pass too low for Dillenbeck. And picked up by Linus. I'll say it again, Dillenbeck's got to have the ball more from their point of view. All the way to the rim, Benyon lays it in. 22 for Silas and 15 and a half. 80-58 Jamestown, and an offensive foul as Dillenbeck knocked Linus over. And Jimmie smiled as he took the charge.
And David, a week ago, you saw the season high in points, 87. I would say the way this second half is going, that is in major danger right now.
Yeah, they had scored as Devin Berg comes in for the first time. He's from Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, 6-foot freshman. And Risley Borman is also back in. Well, a timeout, full timeout here, a Hillary Construction timeout called by Dakota State. 6:24 remains. Man, it makes your head swim. Jamestown 80, Dakota State 58 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Two Rivers Activity Center in Jamestown is hiring. Do you like interacting with people? Do you enjoy a fun, upbeat atmosphere and a clean workspace? If so, the perfect opportunity awaits you at Track. They're currently hiring for a variety of part-time positions for lifeguard and guest service and wellness attendants. They'll work with your existing schedule, whether you already have another job or are a college student. Check out trackjamestown.com to learn more about these positions and how to apply today.
Jamestown 107.1.
When head coach Casey Bergman tells us that They're still getting better. They're still improving.
He's talking about things like the beginning of this game. But once they turned it on, oh my goodness.
They're shooting 71% now in the second half on 17 of 24 and 51% for the game, and they're up 80-58.
That doesn't even sound like a real stat.
I know. Benyon left wing to Stainbrook, out front to Benyon. And a long three. Halfway down and out. You expected it to go in, and then Dakota State knocks the rebound out of bounds.
You could hear the crowd groan as though, wait, he missed one?
Yeah, 26 feet, and it went halfway down, and he is getting fives at the bench as he comes out for Spencer Barr.
Wow.
So he gets bopped in the mouth in the first half, has a bloody lip, and says, I'll show you. Walters out to Cordes out front for Jamestown. Right wing Stainbrook. Once another three. He's short off the right rim. Rebound. Linus tried to save it, could not. It'll go to Dakota State. 6:01 left.
We were talking during the break, but for the slow start, Jamestown would have a chance to hit 100 for the first time in a while.
And maybe they still could. Anyway, it was back-to-back games last weekend because they'd scored 85 in Valley City before they scored 87 in Mayville. So for 2 days in a row, they set their high point total of the year. Berg had it blocked from behind by Linus.
Well, you can't go a game without one of those.
He didn't have one last night, believe it or not, but he has one today, number 201 in his college career. Colt Glasgow in for Anthony Walters.
Made that one look easy.
Yeah. Berg is a freshman. He shall learn, and I think he did there. Out front, it is a long three off the back rim by Borman, and the rebound, Glasgow. And you look at that Dakota State bench, they're still trying to keep their spirits up, but they've just got to be like I say, the head swimming. Right wing three by Cordes is off the back rim, and up there for the rebound is Risley Borman from Pipestone, Minnesota. He's a freshman. Left wing for Calvin Payne, left corner a three. There's one for Berg. Devin Berg, and that's his 8th of the year. But Jamestown in control, up 80-61 with 5 minutes to play. Linus on a high post. Woodford's already fouled out. Bounce into Linus for a cutting reverse layup. Pretty play, and Stainbrook hit it. And Aiden is having himself a big day with 15.
That's a great pass, too, by Jimmie Linus. We know what a great passing big guy he is, but wow, that was nice.
And straight away, a three is on the way, and it's good for Lucas Morgan. He's up to 7. It's 82-64 Jamestown, but that is a career high now for Stainbrook with 15. He had 14 in the game at Northern State, 15 today. And Stainbrook has it again with a right wing three. Make it 18. He hit it! Jamestown, 16th made three. It's 85-64. They're 16 of 31. Berg in the right corner for Nolan Segner's into the game. He's from Apple Valley, Minnesota. Left wing, and a three is off the glass by Morgan. Linus the rebound. And Hunter Lyman's going to come into the next dead ball, and in fact, to have him come in, Jamestown will take a Hillbrook construction timeout, and we'll keep it here. Lyman, the senior from Fargo, played briefly at the end of the game last night from West Fargo. Transfer from VCSU. Before that, Minnesota Crookston, 1.3 points, 3.3 boards a game. Spencer Hutchinson is about to come in for Dakota State. He's also from Texas. He's from Dallas. 1.9 points a game. Went to high school in Dallas. Went to the University of Iowa and didn't get a shot there, so he went to Dakota State. Told you Dylan Beck is was born in Dallas and then played high school basketball in the Dallas suburb of Coppell.
This is going to sound like an awfully goofy question in this particular league because you see everybody so often, but if Jamestown is shooting it like this, what do you scout?
Yeah. Here's Barr with a drive to the hoop, rolled it in. Oh, there's a nice one by Barr. As we said last night, yeah, he can shoot threes, but he can move inside too. 87-64 Jamestown. And here is a floater in the lane by Hutchinson that's no good, but the follow is good for Nolan Segner. 87-66 for Jamestown, 3:23 left. Here is Cordes driving to the left baseline. for Stainbrook back out the court. Yeah, what do you scout? BJ's point is this, because if Benyon's going to go wild or Stainbrook and others hit threes, well, you still got Linus to worry about. Right wing Stainbrook in the corner for Cordes. 5 on the shot clock. Right elbow throwing 13-footer. Rolls in for Will.
And there's your season high in points for Jamestown.
89. They lead 89-66 with 2:53 to go. Segner with a handoff to Spencer Hutchinson. Left wing now for Risley Borman, who kicks it out for a 3 on the right wing. This one's too long by Berg. And the rebound for Cole Glasgow. And as they were brought in last night, as Casey Brueggemann calls a Hillary construction timeout, we'll keep it here with 2:35 left. Both Brooks Carroll and Garrett Colbeck will come in.
Makes for a very fun night on Friday night, the rematch with Mayville State. You look at it, David, and Dickinson State still undefeated in the league right now. Of the teams they have played, you could make a very strong argument that nobody has played them tougher than the Jimmies with that furious second half comeback. I think they'll certainly be looking forward to hosting them again. That's the scheduling quirk with the NSAA this year. Both home games will be before the one road trip to Dickinson. It's a little weird. I don't quite understand it, but the way they're playing right now, I would say, is much better than they were playing on December 14th. This is real promising in this league.
The Blue Hawks come here on January 31st again. Then the Jimmies go out there on Valentine's Day, and Dickinson State early on, about midway through the first half, leading Bellevue 14-12 out at Scott Gym. Got started a little late because of an overtime win for the Dickinson State women over Bellevue, 64-61.
Now this place will go absolutely berserk if Garrett Colbeck or Brooks Carroll get a bucket here.
Well, they're two seniors, and pass intercepted by Borman, but two seniors who have stuck with this program through the turmoil of last year, of course, and for a long time, and they've done a lot for this program. Segner with a 3 that misses, and Hunter Lyman has the rebound. We've seen playing time before, Colbeck and Carroll, the former Blue Jay. Of course, Colbeck from T, South Dakota, but yeah, it's nice to see guys get rewarded for the work they do in practice. Here's a shot by Carroll right wing. Brooks hit it.
And look at that bench. Look at how excited that bench is as Jamestown hits 90 for the first time this year.
First 2 points of the year for Brooks Carroll. 91-66 Jamestown, 1:55 left. More substitutes are going to come in. More guys get rewarded for their work in practice for a few moments of play. Hayden Anderson comes in, and the freshman from Renner, South Dakota, draws a foul on Barr, his first. Quentin Snell is about to see his first collegiate action. He's been on the JV. He's from Shakopee, Minnesota, just like the Cortises. And Malik Weaker, who played a little tiny bit last year from Aberdeen, also comes in. The first free throw is good here for Anderson. Weaker's from Aberdeen Christian, played for our pal Matt Rohrbach there. The 6-foot redshirt freshman. Tate Grossman is also in. Second leading scorer all time for the Harvey Wells County team. They're both good for Anderson, 91-68 for Jamestown. A 3 on the right wing, just a little bit short here by Colbeck. And brought in by Borman, and this pass is way too long down floor for Segner and out of bounds. 91 seconds left.
I love the reactions on the bench. I love it.
RM Stout postgame show is coming up. Garrett Colbeck for the Jimmies. Big moment for Quentin Snell, getting a chance to play in varsity college basketball for the first time. Here's Tate Grossman in the lane with a drive, and it's off the rim and rebounded by Hayden Anderson. But pass is taken away, and it's Grossman, right wing for Colbeck. Wants a 3. He's good. Garrett Colbeck. That's his. He has had a couple of 3s in a game a couple of years ago.
That's his 6th three as a Jimmie. 50 seconds to go. 94-68 Jamestown. It's Hutchinson out front for Hayden Anderson. Now for Risley Borman. 7 on the shot clock. Borman a long three off the rim. But Hayden Anderson follows on the left block with a rebound short. But Segner with the putback is good with a foul. Tate Grossman fouled him. 33.9 to go. It's 94-70 for Jamestown. The Jimmies are still at 66% shooting in the second half of this game. Free throw is good by Segner as a Trojan hit the floor hard. 94-71 Jamestown. They'll have one more possession. 30 seconds to go. Grossman top of the right wing. Left corner. Carroll wants a three, and the former Blue Jay couldn't hit it, and the rebound came down to Hayden Anderson. Down floor for Hutchinson. He's past Snell and all the way to the rim. Ooh, nice reverse layup with the left hand's good for Spencer Hutchinson. 12 seconds left. Jamestown will dribble it out. And everyone is taking notice of the Jimmies now in NSAA men's basketball. It's 4 wins in a row. Get ready to ring it. Put it in the record book, baby, and ring that victory bell. The Jamestown Jimmies storm back from an early 12-point deficit and end up racking up the Dakota State Trojans. Our final score on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard at Harold Newman Arena, Jamestown 94, Dakota State 73. The Jimmies now with their 4th straight winner, 9-7 overall, 3-1 in the North Star. Dakota State remains winless in the North Star at 0-5, and overall they have won 7 and lost 10. The RM Stout postgame show is next on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Before you can start building a business, you have to have great builders. Hillerud Construction is a builder of high-quality commercial buildings, and they're hiring talented labor and carpenters to help them do just that. Vacation, paid holidays, 401k, and health insurance benefits for full-time employees, plus great pay depending on experience. Apply at 1008 2nd Avenue Southeast, Jamestown, or visit HillerudConstruction.com. Again, visit HillerudConstruction.com, and let's get building.
When you're working outdoors, unpredictability is the norm, so tackle your toughest jobs with the 2025 Honda Pioneer 700. This rugged side-by-side brings power to any party with reliable torque for towing and smooth shifting for the trails. Choose between 3 trims, Standard, Deluxe, or the True Timber Forest Edition for ultimate backwoods adventures. See the 2025 Honda Pioneer 700 today at Gun and Reel Sports, 1st Street West, downtown Jamestown. For your safety, read the owner's manual, wear helmet, eye protection, close side nets and doors, and always wear seatbelts. Honda side-by-sides are for riders 18 and older. Do you want to make sure homework time isn't spent on games and video streaming? Dakota Central can help. With Experience IQ, you set limits to ensure your kids aren't playing when they should be doing homework. With premium managed Wi-Fi from Dakota Central, you can create healthier internet habits for your children from the easy-to-use Command IQ app. Learn more about premium Wi-Fi and Experience IQ today at dakotacentral.com.
Some of us were born to farm. Some diesels, like Cenex Premium Diesel, were born to fuel. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn to reduce particulate matter and keep filters cleaner for longer. Fuel your equipment like a pro with Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster and leave typical number 2 diesel to the amateurs. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.